Hey everybody, Cap Rick here. Hey, I'm doing something different this weekend. I've been doing the 48 states with the omission of Hawaii and Alaska just for the fact that it's going to take a while to get there. I am doing a little side trip this weekend. I hope you don't mind. What I'm doing this weekend is I am taking a spring break, and can't think of any better place to go on a spring break is maybe to go to the Caribbean. So our very first stop is going to wind up being San Juan, Puerto Rico. San Juan, Puerto Rico. This is what it looks like from the air. I'm going to make a couple of stops this weekend. Since this is actually a territory of the United States, it still kind of goes along with the plan of visiting all the states I possibly can, and one airport in each state. So what I'm doing, first off, is I'm heading into San Juan, Puerto Rico. But I wanted to make a point of interest right now. This area of Puerto Rico right here, Arecibo, does anyone know what that area is significant for? Think about it. Especially if you're a ufologist. If you study UFOs and strange aerial phenomenon, well then you're familiar with the great radar telescope that's located here in Arecibo. I'm looking for it. I don't see it. I got a feeling it might be off to the south just a little bit here, but I made it a point to fly over Arecibo. Matter of fact, if you've seen the movie Contact with Jodie Foster, you've seen Arecibo, or at least a representation of it done by Hollywood. But this area here is called Arecibo, on our way to San Juan, which will be our very first stop. Now, I want you to know we're also going to be making a stop in one of my favorite places in the world, Sint Maarten. That famous airport, Princess Juliana Airport, that you've seen so many videos of people hanging onto the fence while a 747 takes off. Well, we're going to be going there after this stop, and then we're going to go and visit St. Thomas, the Virgin Islands, which also is a American territory. Going to do that for Laura and Dwayne Hausch, good friends of mine who ran a dive shop in Charlotte Amalie in St. Thomas. And finally, for my Leslie, we're going to go and visit over into the Dominican Republic, and we're going to visit Punta Cana. So there you go. Some spots to enjoy your spring break, or my spring break this weekend. I've been under the weather all weekend long because I wound up getting a shingle shot to follow my COVID-19 shot, and I have been knocked on my tuchus all weekend long, but there's still ability to fly, so that's what I'm doing this weekend here. I'm doing some flying, doing some narration, getting these things posted to YouTube. Now let's get indoors here. We just had a major update for the flight sim. The most recent update was France and the Benelux countries, which was Belgium, Netherlands, and Luxembourg. Every time we wind up having a update, we also have a bunch of glitches that go along with the update. And 27 gigs of data I had to download to get us all updated. And I took the better portion of an evening and partially overnight earlier this week. So the plane is up and running and ready to fly this weekend. It's about a 2.5 hour flight by my calculations from Key West to San Juan. The next flight is going to be a little less than an hour, I believe, and another less than an hour flight, and then another flight of about an hour or so. So that's going to be my spring vacation stops for 2021. Now, as we get ready for San Juan, Puerto Rico, I think of a couple of things primarily. I visited San Juan with my beautiful bride, Gaynell, back in 2003. It was part of our, I guess you'd call it our 25th wedding anniversary year of celebration. We wound up visiting San Juan. We visited San Juan, St. Maarten, St. Thomas, and also the Bahamas as part of a cruise that we went on. And the bad thing about San Juan is a lot of people had come to this particular port in hopes of going to the Bacardi factory. I couldn't think of what it was. The Bacardi rum factory. They wanted to see how that was made and everything like that. However, because there was an emergency on another ship, they had to dock before us. And because the dock was occupied for so many hours, we were supposed to dock at 11 o'clock in the morning. We docked at 4:30 in the afternoon, and we had to depart by 6. So not much was seen. A lot of unhappy people. I know Gaynell and I were supposed to go horseback riding on the beach. That was, of course, refunded to us, but we'd rather have had the joy of being able to do that. But what is the thing that men plan, God laughs? Yep, that was the case. Well, hopefully that individual was okay. And I think they had to extricate that person off, not extricate, but they had to take that person off the ship in San Juan. And I don't know what the status of that individual was. All I know is I remember hearing our ship's captain going, "Ladies and gentlemen, from the bridge, this is your captain. We got some bad news." I heard that quite a bit during the cruise. A lot of bad news, but all I can say is it was an experience I'll never forget. It was very much enjoyed by Gaynell and myself, and I will always remember that. Always remember Gaynell. She was an amazing individual, part of my life for 40 years. Okay, so as we're making our approach into San Juan, Puerto Rico, we're going to fly into runway 8 in San Juan, which is kind of unusual, the setup that San Juan has. It's like two airports. Instead of having parallel runways, they wind up having them kind of at an angle of 8 and 10, or 80 degrees and 100 degrees. So it's like you can go either way up until the very last moment. Okay, if you could look on the map below here, I'm going to get this zoomed in a little bit so you can see it. All right, here we go. So this is ultimately where we're going. Just going to zoom in a little bit better. And we're coming into San Juan, Puerto Rico. You'll have to, like I say, you have to excuse me a little bit out of sorts today. Just had a little bit of reaction from that shot all weekend long, and I am coping with it. I can still fly, but I'm doing all right. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to speed this up just a little bit, and we'll catch it as we get closer to actually San Juan. Okay, as we kind of sped it up just a little bit, we are on the outskirts of San Juan. As a matter of fact, this is where we're going right here. And you'll notice what I said there. That's runway 8. That's runway 10. So we're going to make our descent into San Juan here. And okay, so now we got to get the plane configured for landing here. Still 241 knots, which is a little fast. So we definitely need to slow the plane down. So I'm going to throw in some spoilers here. Slow us down just a little bit. See, that's the spoilers. And that's the sole purpose of that spoiler, is to slow us down. As you notice, we've dropped 40 knots already. Okay, going to throw in a little bit of flaps also here to get us ready to land. Let's take a look outside the window here. There goes the gear. There we go. Still got the speed brakes in. View off the nose here. Now this is just the stock scenery that comes with the program. I'm not sure if there is any realism in the actual buildings replicated or displayed here, but you see a Delta flight right there. Looks like he's either coming in or going out. Delta 1228 over on the right-hand side a little bit.
Don't sink.
I'm not sinking.
Don't sink.
Don't sink.
Don't sink.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
Don't sink.
Oh, that was I was thinking of a song
Don't
by
sink.
No Doubt. That was.
Don't sink. Don't sink. 500.
All right.
Don't sink.
500.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
I'm doing
Don't
fine.
sink.
If you'll notice, I'm right on the glide
Don't
slope.
sink. Don't sink.
Not sure why I got that warning.
Don't sink. Don't sink.
Don't,
Don't
sink.
sink.
Don't sink.
Don't sink.
Don't sink.
Don't sink. Don't sink.
All right. All right.
Don't sink.
We screw-
Don't sink. Don't sink.
All right. Let's take a look from the outside. Here we go. I got tired of listening to Bitch and Betty. All right, there we go. San Juan. Here you go, folks. San Juan, Puerto Rico. Maybe I'll visit the Flying Nun while I'm here. Sister Patril and the convent, I believe, was in Puerto Rico. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to find our gate. We're actually not find our gate assignment. We're actually going to go to the ramp area here and discharge our passengers. There should be a bus waiting for us. So that's where we're heading. So listen, hey, join me on the next flight. The next flight is going to be from here to my favorite spot, Sint Maarten. And yes, we'll give you plenty of angles of the landing and everything like that. It's going to be really cool, and I think you'll like it. So join me for the next one. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and thank you so much for tuning in.